I mean, there are times it seems like you should be on the ground, but your balance keeps you up to the end zone sometimes. Where did you learn that skill, where you just have that supreme balance after you catch the football?
I don't know if I've ever even really worked like a true balance drill. I played running back majority of my life, really up until my senior year of high school, or all of high school. I was kind of back and forth, running back, receiver, just kind of all over the place. And then even in college, those first couple years, there was a passion of me playing running back. So I think it's a running back trait just to take in that contact and stay balanced. And I've been doing that my whole life, so it's just kind of transitioned pretty well over the past couple of years. So.
Khalil, I missed the first couple questions. Did you get asked about Keon at all and kind of his growth? How have you seen him kind of mature going into year two?
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he's taking that next big step for sure. He's willing to learn. He's willing to grow. He's willing to come in here and work and grind. So anytime he has any questions, he's not afraid to ask. And I think that's different for younger guys. Usually, it's harder for them to speak what's on their mind and say what's on their chest, and he does, and that's good. We want that because we don't want you to be thinking anything and holding that in when everyone else has all this information for you to get better. So he's definitely not scared to say anything. He's for sure showing up every single day. I mean, today a dude put on a show, So he's definitely willing to take that next step, and he's doing anything he can to do that. So I'm proud of him.
Have you seen Elijah Moore and Josh Thomas sort of blending themselves into this practice here? And what do you think they bring most to the practice?
Yeah, they're great. I was saying earlier, E is probably the strongest person I know mentally, from a mental standpoint, his mental game, and he's helped me out a lot with that. We'll chop it up usually for like 15, 20 minutes after practice just to, hey, what's on your mind? What's going on? And then Palm as well is a bigger dude, physical dude. Always shows up ready. I mean, you got to tell him to slow down sometimes. He's just ready to go, go, go. So both those guys are ballers, and we're excited to have them. But they're even better dudes off the field as well. You could talk to them about anything. So that room is definitely gelling together.
Hello, with Elijah, when you first started to get to know him and watch him in practice, did his route running almost maybe surprise you? It's something that he says he emphasized a lot in his game. Is that something that maybe jumped out to you as a strength of his?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't surprise me. I've always known he's been like that. Just his quickness and his first couple steps out of his routes, his explosiveness. Obviously, I've watched some of his tape beforehand, and it's an honor to play with him. So that's definitely, when you see it in person, it's crazy just how quick he is in and out of his breaks. And the main thing I've learned from him is just he just doesn't think. He just goes out there and reacts. And I think that's such an underrated trait to have when you're not thinking of 1,000 things. How do I release here? How do I do this? How do I do that? Just going out there and playing ball and knowing that you got what it takes, and he's somebody that implements that every single day. So, I'm excited to play with him.
Back to Keon, you had Friday, maybe a couple drops during practice. How do you, as a receiver, not let that day bleed into another practice?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Because you want to be perfect, but nobody's perfect in this world. We're professionals, but at the end of the day, we're people as well. We make mistakes. I mean, I've done it. Everybody else has done it. As a wide, I don't think there's not many wideouts who can say they haven't dropped a ball. Everyone does it. So it's a part of the game, to be honest. Just short-term memory. It happens, and move on to the next play. It's now easier said than done, but as long as you tell yourself, for me, it's whenever that happens, it's how do you respond, and that's what Keon showed today. And the other day is, even though you come out and maybe it doesn't go the way you want it to, now how do I respond? And he's done a great job at responding.
How does the everybody eats mantra evolve?
Continue to grow with it. For me, it's not a one season thing or a one game thing or a one time thing. I think it's an every year thing, every game thing, every practice thing. Where for us, we're not out there as individuals. We're out there as a team. We're out there as all 11 guys on the field have to do their job in order for that specific play to work, And I think when you say it, it's one thing, but when you really put it into action, it's a whole another thing. And it's beautiful to see unfold when you do it the right way, So for us, that's right now, receivers catching a block in the run game and not just doing it last year, but continuing to do it right now. Running backs in protection, doing that right now. It's everybody doing those little things when they're not getting the ball that makes somebody else spring open is what everybody eats is all about. So we're going to continue to do that.
And how do you integrate
the new guys, the guys who weren't part of it last year but are aware of it now?
Yeah, I think by example. I mean, obviously Joe talks about it in our meetings, so they hear it, and then I think it's more of like once they see it, it's like okay, cool. Like this offense really is about that. You know what I'm saying? Every individual out there is about making sure that they do their job for the person to their right and the person to their left. So it's setting the example is also the main thing, and going out there and making sure that we're not just saying things, but we're doing it.
About setting the example, do you feel like as you continue to spend time with this team, this organization, your leadership role grows within that wide receiver room? And it's on you to sort of set that example, sort of the elder statesman out that wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I guess over the course of the past couple years, I'm a pretty quiet guy, I would say, but I've tried to work on being a little more vocal and just letting guys know that they can lean on me whenever they need to and talk to me whenever they want to talk to me. But one thing for me is, if I'm not going to be vocal, I have to do setting the example, to the highest level. I have to show that, okay, like I was talking about receivers in this offense blocking the run game, so going out there every single day and doing that. So for me, it's always leaning on, being the example, but as well as letting guys know that they can come and chop it up whenever if they have any questions about the offense or whatever it is, and even off the field as well. I'm there for everyone.
You've been around Joe and Josh now. You know what's expected. You know the system. What's it like watching new guys show up and have to start kind of at ground zero?
Yeah, I mean, a guy like Joe, I mean, I have nothing but the most love for Joe. I've always said my career took off once Joe took over, and he was somebody who just believes in me every single day. And I truly love him for that. And Josh as well. Both of those guys, like, they set the example by just putting a smile on their face and showing up to work every single day and ready to go. So I think when new guys get here and they see that, our OC and 17 come out here doing everything 100%, not slacking off, not, BSing around and all this type of stuff, right? Like, you see that as a new guy and it's like, all right, these guys are doing that now. I need to fall in line, So they set the most perfect example of how our offense is, but also as well as, having fun. It's, we play ball, we play football, and on Sundays or whatever day it is during the week. But don't forget to have fun with it, and they let us know that as well.
What do you think clicked with you and Joe?
I don't know. I just feel like for me, it's always when a coach truly believes in you, they let you know. And I think once Joe took over, he was just like, "You ready to rock?" And I was just kind of like, I mean, yeah, let's get it, And it was just, since then, it was just kind of on the same page where I feel like I went from kind of blocking in the run game to next thing you know, it was like, boom, just took off. And now I'm out there running routes and, 80-yard touchdown. I think that was Joe's first game. And it's just like, and he's just like, all right, now let's keep it rolling, So he's somebody that when, he's going to talk to you, he's going to let you know how he feels about you. He's going to let you know that he cares about you, that, he believes in you. And when a coach tells you that, plenty of times over and over and over again, as a player, you start to believe it and go out there and just excel.